I bet you can guess how I feel about today's news.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, today is the first day in 1 full week that I went online and searched down liberal videos and looked for the negative ones in particular. And I gotta say, I've lost some brain cells today. I knew what I was going in. I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew what to expect, but it still just kind of takes you like, man, how can these people actually be real? So I picked out 4 clips in particular. And the way how I pick my clips, guys, is if I get angry while watching it, and if I wish I can respond to it at the moment, because I will grab a lot of my clips while I'm at work. If I want to respond to it on the moment, yeah, that's a clip that I want. That's a clip that I want to talk on. So I picked out 4 of them in particular that are very, I guess you could say, relevant and correlate with a lot of the things I've been talking about in the past few videos. But just one quick thing before we get started. To a lot of you other YouTube conservative content creators out there, channels that are bigger than mine, much larger than mine, I've seen quite a few of you have been jumping all over this Charlie Kirk thing. It was needed. You guys did the right thing. I also see a lot of you, a good handful of you, that are still just acting like this kind of never happened. I mean, you guys are a much bigger channel than me, and you're still just running regular libtard videos. Like, what are you doing? I truly don't get it. Are you scared? Are you worried that YouTube's gonna come down on your channel? I mean, I really don't understand why you're not doing the right thing. There's a few of them out there that I expected to see something from, and they're just acting like business as usual. Maybe they want to avoid it. Maybe they don't know how to deal with it. I can't really blame them, but from larger channels than me, and I mean considerably larger, a little bit more is expected of you. Your audience wants to see reality, what's going on. I know you're still getting views on those regular libtard videos, but you'd probably be getting a lot more views because your audience is interested in this situation right now. Your audience is gathering right now. Your audience is riding a vibe right now. And right now, it's very unfortunate that my channel doesn't get the type of views that it should be getting because it's not getting enough attention. But either way, let me shut up about it. Hopefully some of you guys actually wake up and, just start doing the right thing right now. Doesn't mean you can't go back to business as usual soon, but just, 1 or 2 videos would have been very impactful out of a couple of you guys. Either way, let me shut up. Let's get into it.
The fact that it's been 5 days and Charlie Kirk is still like every single fucking video on my For You page is driving me insane. There is school shootings where multiple children die and they don't even last this long on my For You page. And that's really relevant information. That's where actually important people die. Okay. Yeah, so can we move on from the white supremacist dying? Can we move on from, he was a Nazi, like, we're done. We've moved on. Like, please, guys, please. Another white supremacist shot him. Fight amongst yourselves, Mr. MAGA supporters. Like, you guys can far right and far right, like, go at it. Have a good time. You can't blame us liberals anymore. Yeah, can we move on? Because there's so many other things to talk about. We can talk about Palestine. Trump wants to talk about his ballrooms. Like, even Trump's moved on, guys. So, we can talk about gun control. If we want to do that, I'm all about that.
I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this new agenda where homophobes are scared again.
So if Charlie Kirk was so great, then where are his good quotes? Where are they? Quote some of his best work. It's not cherry picking if all we have are cherries.
Hold on, so you're telling me that the man who made it his life's mission to make sure that little white boys got to keep their guns, and also made sure that everybody around him knew at all times that any number of people that those little white boys killed with their guns was an acceptable cost for them having the guns, was himself killed by a little white boy with a gun? Wow.
I don't think, like, the general public is, like, understanding, like, this guy was literally Mr. Evil, Nazi, like, racist, like, Hitler, like, he is literally super villain level, like, above all, he was a father and a person. I don't give a fuck. Like, he was literally the devil. He was the devil sent from hell. Like, what are we talking about? Above all, he was a father. I don't care, you guys. I don't care that he was a father. Being a father doesn't absolve you from everything that you've ever done. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? Above all, he was a good man. No, he wasn't. He was the definition of an evil motherfucker. Like, yes, I'm glad he's dead. Oh no, lock me up. Arrest me. Like, he is the devil. I'm glad he's dead. This is insane.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. In peace. Our peace.
That man said with his whole chest and proud of it, your body, my choice, and I'm supposed to feel bad because somebody made his body their choice? Pass.
My question is, what was he wearing? And did he give the impression that he wanted to happen?
I haven't slept a wink. I didn't sleep at all last night, and I don't know what the fuck is going on online, but what the fuck is going on? No, I don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk dying. No, I don't give a fuck about his Nazi wife not having a Nazi husband anymore. Why is this a controversial thing right now? I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Hey guys, did we not know this is real fucking life? This is what he brought to the fucking world. This is all he preached about. We knew these people were here. What do you want me to say? He was good at what he did? Is that the amount of respect you want me to give this man? Cool. He was good at what he did for a living. Being evil. He was good at being an evil person with evil beliefs that he instilled in the youth of America every day. And not just America, the world over. This movement that he was a massive part of has spread the world over. Nazis are back. And he was one of them. And there he goes, getting so much more media coverage by this administration than the fucking school that got shot up where children died on the same fucking day. But I'm supposed to fucking feel empathy. Empathy, the thing he didn't fucking believe in, the thing that we're supposed to always have for villains. Villains exist in history. I'm sorry, they just do. I wish they didn't too, but they do. Villains exist, and he was one of them. This was not a political assassination either. He wasn't a fucking politician, and he didn't believe in any policies. All he did was spew racist, homophobic, xenophobic, transphobic, sexist, bigoted hate speech 24/7 with zero facts to back it up. Ever. He would get called on lying all the time, and it didn't fucking matter because of all the clips he could put online about him owning the fucking libs, creating actual political violence against actual people. There was somebody affected by his hate speech every fucking day that went by. Multiple people a day, I can fucking guarantee you. But this is the political violence I should care about. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. Fuck off. I'm not wrong for not feeling sad about a fucking Nazi dying. The state of America is fucking horrible where someone can do that, but guess who fucking preached every goddamn day to make sure it went that way? And if you need any more elaboration on what a piece of shit he is, I am happy to make a fucking 20-minute video on this absolute sack of fuck. I'm glad he's gone, I'm happy about it, and I'll fucking explain my case, and I'll do it without advocating for gun violence. Do you know why? Because I don't fucking advocate for gun violence, I advocate for dead Nazis.
So this guy's name on TikTok is P. Vanny. As you can see, he's not doing too well. What's really disturbing him here is the fact that the internet is still going wild with Charlie Kirk and that the movement has only grown. This wasn't supposed to happen. Remember what I said last video, is that these guys felt that they were kind of on top, that they kind of were on the high ground, that they gained some power on September 10th. And it was only a matter of time before they realized, like, holy shit, we screwed up. We're on the low ground. We're not doing too well. Our numbers are falling off. This is the beginning of that. You guys are going to start to see more videos like this. They're going to start to surface as the days go by now. And quite honestly, these are the type of videos that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the holy shit, we messed up and we messed up bad. But the creepy thing is he genuinely doesn't get it. They truly believe. Individuals like this guy here, he's not doing too well. People like this guy here genuinely believe that we're the bad guys and that they are the defenders of freedom. They truly believe that they are the good guys. But he tells you right in this video, see, this is where these guys don't get it, is they look into camera lenses and they pour out their heart and they feel that they're being sincere when they're saying, well, this person was racist. This person was transphobic. This person just spit nothing but hatred. But the bottom line is, all Charlie Kirk did was tell them the truth, and he gave them a chance to debate back and forth with him. He wasn't no dictator. He didn't add to the whole Nazi dictatorship that these guys think that they're under. All he did was tell them what's really going on. But the problem is, these guys cannot accept that. If you do not validate their truth, if you do not validate their feelings, the truth to them is hate speech. This is why they say Charlie Kirk was so dangerous, because in reality, speaking like non-liberal language, speaking reality language, what they're claiming is Charlie telling us the truth makes us sad and we end up hurting ourselves. This is what they're claiming. They're saying, oh, hate speech, his speech has hurt people. What they're trying to say is that some people have, as they like to open and close quote, unalived themselves because of his speech. He had every right to tell them the truth. That's his First Amendment rights. And then, as liberals usually do, he tries to compare it to the school shooting that took place that same day, that same very hour, actually, in Colorado. But then, of course, he spreads lies. He's saying children died. The one death that day that I'm aware of, guys, if I'm incorrect, somebody please correct me in the comments below. But from what I'm aware of, it was the shooter took his own life. His victims ended up in hospitals and they were fine. They recovered afterwards. But of course, with a deranged liberal, you could tell them the truth. They won't accept it. They will not take the truth. They just hear what they want to hear, and they just want to hear that, hey, the school shooting was a much bigger deal than what happened to Charlie Kirk. They'll never accept how important of a figure he was and what a mistake their side of the playing field is made. Now, last thing I'd like to point out about his video here, if you notice, he's speaking directly to us. He did not make this video with the intent for it to fall on liberal ears or eyes. That's not what he cared about. He is speaking directly to us, trying to convince us this isn't a bad thing. He was a bad guy. He truly believes what he's saying, and you can see he's in a state of shock and panic because of how the world has reacted. Once again, guys, those big bulging eyeballs. And what did I say where you have to stay vigilant and keep your head on a swivel? Once these people realize and they actually for once feel fear with the situation, because that's what's starting to come out now, the fear stage is starting to kick in. And as I said last video, what happens if you put a rabid dog in a corner, or if you put a rat in a corner and their back is to the wall, they will attack. And not to keep repeating myself, but I truly feel that Ronald Reagan, the biggest mistake of his presidency was closing asylums in 1980.
Oh, so now we're worried about speaking ill of the dead. Oh, so now we're worried about fathers. So now we're worried about, so now no one can joke about dead people. So no one can, okay, so for the record, no one is allowed to joke about a person who died violently, who was a father, who died violently on video. So we're not allowed to joke about that anymore. That's good. That's cool. That's cool. Because I was under the impression that was okay. So could you just like revamp the rule book? Can you update the rule book, and can we fire all the teachers that mocked George Floyd? Can we fire all the people who post George Floyd memes daily? Can they get fired too? Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Fuck you. Are you fucking serious? Now we can't.
I look raggaboo. Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck!
So, you know those blueberries that you really like? Yeah, they're really good, aren't they? They're delicious. So you know how they're really expensive? So because you really like them so much, Daddy did have to go to heaven with Jesus in Nazareth to get your blueberries, sweetie. So, you know, I think next time let's be a little careful about what we ask for, honey, okay? Okay. Very good.
Now, there's so many funny parts about Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck. Almost too many to count. If I had to choose one, for me personally, the funniest part is that on the way out, he hit him with one of these. Spaz hands on the way out is a tough look.
If they're this upset about our reaction to Charlie Kirk, wait until they see what happens, how we act when it happens. Uh-oh.
Having a wife and kids does not make you a good man. I promise you. Many bad men have wives and kids. Thank you.
Like, it's you that's priming your base to say, hey, if we don't like what you're doing, we can just kill you. I don't understand how you can't see that you are the one saying we can kill people if we don't like them. That's your doing. That's not our doing.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo.
I had to walk out of church today over comments about Charlie Kirk. I'm on the verge of tears sitting in this parking lot because I'm having such a complex with my faith. Because I genuinely don't understand how Christians are pushing this man as though hate didn't come out of his mouth and heart on a consistent basis. And I'm genuinely sitting here like, if this is the God that we serve, if this is the reflection of the God we serve, do I want to be a part of it? I'm truly having a conflict with my faith because the leaders that we're supposed to be following are guiding us in this way to feel empathy and sympathy and like that this person was this great Christian and that the message that his wife gave was, it started off with like praising God. And I'm like, did we miss the chapter of hate that he endorsed, encouraged, and pushed? I don't know where to go from here. I don't. To spew hate and hide yourself behind a Bible, to me, is not something I want to be a part of, and it's not the faith I want to be a part of. So what do? I got up out of church and walked out. And I'm at a battle within myself sitting here as like, to what do? I don't want him to be a reflection of what I believe. And what do you do when your leaders and your pastor is saying that is the reflection? To me, I feel like I'm smart. I feel like I've worked hard to get where I get and to push a man who thought that I didn't have the thinking capacity to get to where I am, that I stole a white person's spot. Like, to think that that's the okay thought, that me as a black person can't function in this world and be just as great as the next, that I don't deserve where I am. Is that what God thinks of me? Is that what this faith thinks of me? I don't know.
Okay, I gotta be honest here. This one, it's like I'm angry at her and I feel sorry for her at the same time. And I truly wish that I could speak to her. I wish that she could see this video, because I'm going to speak to her directly right now like I normally do with liberals, but this one is specifically directed at her. The first question I would ask her is, did you walk out of that church because of your Christianity or because you're a black woman? And because you're believing rhetoric and you're believing bullshit that you've been seeing online. Then when she asks, what should I do? The first thing I would suggest before you go back to church next Sunday is to sit down and, believe it or not, go on YouTube or TikTok and watch a whole bunch of Charlie Kirk videos from beginning to end. Stop watching the snippets and the lines that they try and take out of context to smear this man. You're probably pissed off because of, what he said about the civil rights movement. Why don't you actually watch the full context of that video of what he said in its entirety? Why don't you watch what he actually says about black people? Why don't you watch the respect that he gives to black people and all other cultures. Even watch how he speaks to transgenders and the respect that he gives them. So young lady, if you want to get past this conflict that you're having right now, it's an inner conflict that you're having between yourself, and now you're looking at it like the church is siding with Charlie Kirk. And yeah, they are. That's what they're supposed to do. But you're supposed to side with them too. And it doesn't mean like, hey, I'm joining the bad guys. This is where you're looking at it all incorrectly. So let me break this down to you here. First of all, if you walked into church on Sunday and you did not expect your priest, pastor, reverend, whoever, to talk about Charlie Kirk and to not say positive things and to say a moment of prayer for him, if you didn't think that was going to happen, you shouldn't have went to church last Sunday. If you do not condemn what has happened to him, whether you agree with his opinions, that's all they were opinions. They were not hate speech. You're getting hate speech mixed up with true words. There's a huge difference between truth and hate. Charlie Kirk did not speak hate. He told 100% factual truth that maybe hurt some people's feelings and they didn't want to hear, but he's not going to live a lie. The Bible does not let him live a lie. As somebody who's a churchgoer, somebody who's a believer of Christ, somebody who's a girl of the Bible, somebody who goes to church, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. So if you do not condemn what happens to him, then you condone what happens to him. And you had no business stepping foot in a church if that's how you absolutely feel. And what further proves that is the fact that you got up and walked out of church. Really think about that decision, what you made right there. You chose your ideology, your personal beliefs over your faith. You chose liberalism over your faith. Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for me, sacrificed himself for you, not for you to stand up and leave church because you chose a different ideology. And that's exactly what you had done. You chose your ideology, which is liberalism, over your faith last Sunday. And again, I truly wish that there was a way I can guarantee that this video here gets in front of your eyes, but there's no guarantee, and chances are it's a 1 in a million chance it's gonna happen. But if this video does make its way to you, it's probably gonna piss you off at first, but I'm the only person that's being absolutely 100% honest with you. All of your friends who agree with your opinion and say, hey, Charlie Kirk was a terrible guy. He said such racist things. All he did was speak hate speech. He's a misogynist. Anybody that would be in your ear speaking those words to you is not being honest with you. They are going with their own personal beliefs. You walked out of church last Sunday and you chose your liberal ideology over your faith. That's exactly what you did. And that is the inner conflict that you need to deal with. On the right, we will say, Democrats can't really be Christians. The fact that you guys advocate for abortion, right there, that's a massive conflict of interest. If pro-choice is that important to you, then that means pro-choice is more important to you than your faith. Do you really belong in church? Now, don't get me wrong. I would never discourage anybody from going to church. Everybody's supposed to be able to go, right? Everybody's welcome. Everybody can be forgiven for their sins. That's the whole point of church. But the fact that you got up and you walked out, that's what you really need to come to terms with. That says a lot. That's huge. You got up, you stepped out of church, and chose liberalism over your faith.
This is controversial, but I'm going to say it with my whole chest, and I'm not going to apologize for it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it till I die. I was a nurse during COVID in 2020, and I witnessed and watched an entire nation deny that our vulnerable population was at risk and dying by the fucking droves. Not even just the at risk, like anybody and everybody was dying. And I watched the whole country say, not my problem, not my problem. I can't handle the mess, not my problem. So I don't feel guilty for people anymore, and I don't think that like death absolves you for anything. So when I say Charlie Kirk is dead, ha! You live a hateful life, you get a hateful ending. Point blank, period. I don't feel sorry for you. You're not getting my thoughts and prayers. You're getting my ha-has. Sorry. Oh my gosh, he got shot and killed. That dude literally is a rage baiter. You baited it, babe. Oh, but he wanted no, he doesn't. He's protecting families. He hates women, hates families. But thoughts and prayers. Rest in peace, Angel.
By the sword, die by the sword. he did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
Now that the dust is somewhat settled and we know who did it, don't ever let them forget just how bad they wanted it to be one of us.
I just got done watching Dean Withers live, and all I have to say to him is, who are you as a white man to condemn and call minorities bad people for celebrating the deaths of their oppressors? I will say it again. Who are you as a white man to condemn and call minorities bad people for celebrating the deaths of their oppressors?
So in light of this beautiful news, I would like to propose that we turn Charlie Kirk into a verb. For example, I think that Stephen Miller needs to be kirked.
Yesterday, the Charlie Kirk writers were like, "You're a single mom. You're a single mom. You're a single mom." Do you know who else is a single mom? As of yesterday around noon. I got to choose to be a single mom.
And the last thing on this today, yes, I am a better person than you for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi. Y'all good?
Charlie Kirk is dead. Thoughts and prayers. I mean, yeah, thoughts and prayers. Another one bites the dust.
This is a rant. This is just going to be me ranting, okay? Because I need to get this out of my system. Because I'm at work and I'm on the verge of tears because I'm confused, okay? Because yes, okay, a person died, but honestly, I wish he didn't, because this is worse. This is worse. This is worse because the nobody wants to believe the truth that this wasn't even like a right or left. I mean, yes, this person was most likely like an ultra right fringe conservative, but like this isn't even like liberals versus MAGA. This is like something completely different, and it's just getting worse and worse. And I know that I do myself a huge disservice by going on to Nextdoor, but it is just it's so frustrating. Because you'll be like, yeah, he was racist. And they'll be like, you're taking everything he says out of context. And then you'll be like, okay, but the context was that he is saying that black people aren't qualified for things. And they're like, yeah, because the left is obsessed with hiring people of color, not based on merit. And you're like, right, so that's racist. If you are racist, then just admit it. Anybody who agrees with anything Charlie Kirk says is a racist, homophobic, Islamophobic piece of shit. And you just gotta admit it. Because I would rather you stop saying you're like some God-fearing, a major American perfect person. You're not. I mean, first of all, nobody is. But also you specifically are not. A man just told me that he loves all races and genders. So I ask, if you support all races and genders, how the fuck do you support Charlie Kirk? People are telling me I'm lying. People are telling me I'm taking things out of context. I'm not. You cannot take a direct full quote out of context. It's the full quote. That's it. The context, racism. That's it. And okay, this all started because somebody on Nextdoor posted this disgustingly creepy video of like a memorial that was in our area for Charlie Kirk yesterday. And like, it was so disturbing. First of all, everybody there was pretty much white. Like everybody was old and white, and they all had their little tiny American flags, and they're all just like, oh my God. And there was this video, a very professionally done, very quick. Okay. They are quick. All right, and this man said he posted a thing that said when George Floyd died, everybody burned shit down, but when Charlie Kirk died, nobody's doing that. We are not the same. Everybody's mourning. I'm like, I'm sorry. One person was murdered by systemic police violence, and one person got murdered by an ultra fringe right conservative group who was so anti-Semitic that they killed a man because he supported Israel. How fucking good! I'm done. I'm done!
Okay, guys, I gotta be honest. Normally, that's the type of clip, you know, if this was 2 weeks old, this clip, and she wasn't actually talking about Charlie Kirk's death and she was just acting this way, I would normally just tear right into her and have a field day with this. But this is exactly what I told you guys was going to happen, is that they were going to get scared. They're in the fear stage now. This is the first real one. This is the one who came to the realization. And how do we know that? Because she says, it's worse now. I wish that he didn't die because now it's worse. As the days go by, it might take another week before we see another one of these, but they're going to become more and more and more frequent. I would encourage everybody that comes across this video here to even clip this out of my video and share this everywhere for all liberals to see, because they all know this already in the back of their head. Liberalism is losing. They're falling apart right now. They're losing numbers. Now, am I saying liberalism is going to end and be over with? No, not at all. But they're going to become so small and fringe, and they're going to cower into corners. But again, what I keep saying about corners, that's where they can get dangerous. Right now, they're entering the fear stage, guys. And this is where things could get dangerous. Things could get out of hand. There's going to be possibly somebody else who snaps because they were basking in glory a week ago. That's starting to leave now. Reality's starting to set in on them. Like, we're not this big, powerful army like we thought we were. She didn't have to say it, but she sees it. They're getting weaker. We are getting much, much stronger, and we have to keep riding that momentum. We can't do what I call the forgive and forget syndrome. Now, I know we're never going to forgive what happened to Charlie Kirk. We're never going to forget, but we cannot get comfortable. And today was the first day on our side where I felt things kind of toned down a little bit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and encourage like, hey, we have to keep the temperature up, because saying the temperature up sounds like, you know, violent rhetoric, and that's not what I mean at all. But we cannot sleep. We can't take our foot off the gas. So that's why I said at the beginning of the video to the other conservative YouTube content creators out there that have not touched base on this situation yet, what the hell are you guys doing? I know most of you guys just put up clips of liberals doing stupid stuff and saying stupid things and you want to have a laugh about it and react, but overall you're in this because you should be on the right side of history. Chances are if you're running conservative content, you're a conservative channel. And for those of you that have a much bigger audience than I do, get the hell off of your asses and do something with it. For anybody in my audience who's ever thought about, maybe I should start a YouTube channel one day, now's a really good time. Everybody's got a really high quality camera sitting right in their pocket. Your cell phone's good enough to start with. Get something that stabilizes it, a gimbal or just any type of stand, any type of tripod. Use your phone, buy yourself a cheap $30, $40 microphone, a wireless lav off of Amazon, jump in front of a camera. Don't care how stupid you feel sitting in a room by yourself and speaking as if you're speaking to somebody, and just do it. Right now is a very good time for everybody to start using their voices. We make fun of TikTok clips. You guys can start there. Jump on TikTok. Use your phone to film yourself. Film a 59-second video. Post it. Say what you gotta say. Don't give a flying shit what they say about you in the comments. If there was ever a good time to start jumping in front of cameras and saying what you have on your chest, saying what you want to say, getting your truth out, there's no better time than right now. You don't need a bigger hint than that, especially with me sitting here on the other side of the lens telling you, get in front of a camera and start doing this also. Today is September 17th. It has been 1 week, 7 days since this happened with Charlie Kirk. Now is not the time for anybody to take their foot off the gas. The real battle, I shouldn't use those words because they can sound like inciting violence, but that's not what I mean. Charlie's work is done right now. We are all gonna take it from here. That began 7 days ago. That goes for micro content creators. That goes for mega content creators. Does that mean we all have to base all of our content on this situation here in particular? No. But we have to constantly remind people. We have to constantly show people. You can never let anybody forget not just what happened, but who we're really dealing with. And I know I don't need to prove to any one of you who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side. You can look at that video that we just watched of this girl right here, and there's no way on God's green earth that that individual is on the right side of history. Have you ever seen a conservative jump in front of a camera and act quite as unhinged as any one of these liberals? They're starting to put themselves in a corner. They're starting to put their own backs against the wall. This is a time when they can start getting dangerous. It's not time at all for anybody to start taking their foot off the gas. If you ever wanted your voice to be heard before, now's the time to do it. All right, guys, I think we are going to call it quits for this video there. I was going to run one more clip, but I think we're going to save that one for tomorrow. I don't want to throw too much negativity at you guys in one video. And also, don't worry, I do plan on still throwing in some feel-good videos in between this next series of videos we're going to be jumping into. Again, I downloaded a whole bunch of clips today. That was only out of 4 of my sources. I still have like another 12 sources to go through, so I'm probably looking at a few hundred videos by then. Obviously, we're not going to get through them all. That's just a little bit too much, and I don't want to drive you guys to the madhouse like I feel like I needed to put myself into today. And even besides these, I guess you could say negative reaction videos, these celebration videos, the firing videos, there is other things I'm looking into as well. There is a lot of research being done, guys, when it comes to the shooter, the actual shooting itself, what happened. I know some of you guys were like, hey, Mark, well, there's, they got DNA and whatnot. Yeah, they got DNA off the gun that they found in the woods. But, there's still questions, guys. There is still questions. But I'm sitting back and just letting this kind of play out first. I don't want to present you guys with information and start throwing out conspiracy theories. I just want to have our speculation. Just, is this possible? Is that possible? What do you guys think? That's what I'm going to get into with that type of video. Besides that, let me shut up. Until next video, you guys have a good one. See you soon, guys.
Something remarkable and powerful is happening to this country right now, the likes of which our generation has never seen. A true spiritual revival, an awakening is happening to America because of Charlie Kirk. And it's something that Charlie predicted. When asked what his legacy would be if Charlie died, he said this:
if everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered? I mean, if I die, everything just goes away. How would you... If you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
Charlie wanted to be remembered for courage for his faith. That's how he died. Courage, spreading lightness in the dark. Charlie Kirk always wanted to increase church attendance. He viewed it as the only way to save the generation truly of this country. And now, look. Churches are overflowing. There are reports across the nation, sea to shining sea, in some of the most liberal cities in America. Churches are booming. Parking lots are full. Seats are filled. Standing room only. Mass baptisms are taking place. Jesus walks are happening in large metropolitan areas like Dallas, Texas. Candlelight vigils in places like New York on behalf of Charlie that include prayers and calls for Christ. There are an enormous number of accounts saying, I'm finished doing OnlyFans because of Charlie. I'm done being an atheist. I'm done being a Satanist. I'm finished with the darkness. And that's truly what's happening right now. The darkness is being defeated. The darkness which stole Charlie from us is losing. They thought they had won. Just like they thought they had won when they stoned Stephen, the first martyr, a man who, I just checked this, approximately the same age as Charlie, brutally murdered in public in front of a large crowd, bludgeoned to death, given up to Christ. And what happened after that? Did they kill the church? No. In fact, according to theologians, the murder of Stephen, the martyrdom of the Apostle Stephen, was the single largest expansion of Christianity in history. So what will happen next? I want to just give you a verse here from Hebrews 11:4. Through his faith, though he died, he still speaks. God is going to use Charlie in more powerful ways than we can even comprehend. We will see wonders. And it's because of this. We're not fighting red versus blue. What we're fighting is good versus evil, darkness versus light. And God is the light. The truth is the light. And God will win. We're seeing it right now.